Welcome back. Happening today, South Bay Representative Ro Khanna is holding a town hall meeting to discuss the issues that matter most to you.
So join us now with a preview of tonight's event and to talk about the busy week they've had in Washington. Representative Khanna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
So you got in late last night, you tell us, very late. You didn't even know if you'd really make it back for the weekend. Kind of give us the insider's perspective on what was happening yesterday as this health care reform bill was going to a vote, wasn't going to vote, and then was eventually pulled.
Well, we didn't know till late. I was back at 1 in the morning. But it was the energy of folks across this country, the activists, that really defeated this bill. People blogging, showing up to town halls, protesting. It was the activist energy, not anything any of us in Congress did. And at the end of the day, they didn't have the votes. They'd keep pushing it back 2 hours, hoping they'd have the votes. But members of Congress didn't want to vote for this bill.
Were you surprised the president and the speaker pulled it off the table?
I was, because usually if the president and the speaker go all in on something and use their political capital, they have the votes. But what happened is people were telling their personal stories. Someone who had cancer was talking about how they wouldn't have health care if this bill passed. Elderly folks were talking about how their premiums would increase. And these stories overwhelmed, I think, members of Congress, and that's why they weren't willing to vote for a bad bill.
So it's interesting. You have this town hall tonight, and had it gone to a vote, you might have, you might have had a very different discussion if it was trying to be pushed forward. Now, what is the focus when it comes to health care, when people are saying, well, what's next? What is the GOP going to do? What kind of reforms could we possibly see or changes, even though this one didn't go through?
Well, I think it's important that we keep the energy up because it's the citizen activism, the energy that helped defeat this. We still have to be very vigilant because the Trump administration can take actions from an administrative point of view that decreases the subsidies for folks on health care. And we still have high premiums for many middle-class families. My own view is we need Medicare for all, a public option, a single-payer system. And we've got to do something about the outrageous drug prices to allow for the importation of drugs. So there's still a lot of work to be done, and my hope is that this energy will continue.
And Congressman, talk about just your first 3 months in Washington. What has it been like? And I know you kind of threw yourself into the spotlight on immigration when you said, I'm willing to go to jail to oppose the president taking the rights of immigrant families. You're the grandson of immigrants. Talk about that as well.
Well, that was a little bit sensationalized. What I said is that I would stand up for the constitutional values of this country and that no one would allow the president to do something that's unconstitutional. And I think what we've seen with the defeat of this health care bill is the power of citizen mobilization. At the end of the day, it's not the president who makes decisions or just the Speaker of the House. You have to have the citizens behind you. And my message is that people showing up to town halls, blogging, showing up to congressional offices, calling, is making a difference. We're expecting nearly 1,000 people at our town hall today in Sunnyvale. We had thousands of phone calls. I am so inspired by that kind of activism and energy, and we need more of it because there are only 193 of us Democrats in Congress. We really need the nation's activism to stand up to this agenda.
As a first-term congressman, when you look at what's ahead and the issues and, how this could all, shape up, everyone's talking about the midterms and how we move forward. What do you think your strategy is, moving forward? And do you think there has to be some sort of compromise if anything's going to be accomplished in that time?
Well, I think one area we can come together is jobs. Let me tell you, I was in eastern Kentucky visiting a Republican, Hal Rogers' district. They called themselves Silicon Holler, and they invited me because I was the congressman from Silicon Valley. You had coal miners' kids learning iOS, Apple software, and Android software for Google, many of them getting $40,000, $45,000 jobs. When it comes to workforce development, training people for the jobs of the future, there is no party. And I'm hopeful that we can move on to creating apprenticeship programs, funding vocational education, making college debt-free, and really preparing the workforce and trying to get something done which is good for the country.
And can you talk about BART getting ever so close to the Silicon Valley? The Warm Springs station opens today, and San Jose is right around the corner.
Well, I appreciate that. They had a ceremony for the extension of BART yesterday. We still need some federal funding. 2017 looks good, but we have about $100 million that we need in 2018. And I'm going to be working with Barbara Lee, Zoe Lofgren, Anna Eshoo to really make sure we get that funding. And our argument is going to be simple. Silicon Valley in this area is the engine of economic growth. We're creating so many jobs. We need to fund the infrastructure here. The president ran on funding infrastructure, and I hope he lives up to that promise, funds BART and also Caltrain's electrification.
All right, Congressman Ro Khanna, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Let's put the information up for your town hall once again, so folks, they want to go. It's going to be at 4 to 5:30 at Homestead High School on Hempstead Road in Cupertino. Congressman, thanks so much for taking the time this morning.